We just got our first official confirmation that EA are listening, that EA have seen what we've done with Battlefront 2 over the past few weeks, that they've seen the rise in the player count, that they've seen how many people are talking about Battlefront 2, and they've definitely seen our movement for Battlefront 3. EA Play's Twitter account shared this message. Battlefront 2 is the talk of the galaxy. Join the action on EA Play and see why players are rushing to the front lines. I think we all need to correct them because Battlefront 2 isn't the talk of the galaxy. Battlefront 3 is. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Now yes, even though last week the EA F1 account shared this message, this was nowhere near as clear as what we've just heard from EA. What does this mean for the future of Battlefront? What does this mean for Battlefront 3? Today, I'm going to go over everything we know so far about the possibility of Battlefront 3 being made. They say heroes are born on the Battlefront.
Just like the simulation.
And my friends, so many more heroes have been born on that Battlefront in the past few weeks. Not only have we spiked the player counts on every single platform for Battlefront 2 and had over 1 million people playing this game per day for the past few weeks, but a few weeks ago, you might remember, we also crashed the Battlefront 2 servers. That many people were playing Battlefront 2 that the EA servers clearly couldn't handle it. But as genuinely excited as I am about EA Play sharing this, that EA are actually acknowledging that Battlefront 2 is back and peaking, unfortunately, EA aren't the company we need to be asking for Battlefront 3 from. Yes, even though EA made Battlefront 1 and 2 in 2015 and 2017, they don't actually own the Battlefront franchise. They don't own the rights, they don't own the IP. The Battlefront IP is owned by Lucasfilm. EA are merely the developers of Battlefront 2, Battlefront 1, and also the joint publishers with Lucasfilm. So what does this mean? Well, Lucasfilm are the ones we should potentially be asking for Battlefront 3 from. Lucasfilm is of course owned by Disney, acquired in 2012, in the deal made with George Lucas, and Lucasfilm has its own gaming division, Lucasfilm Games. Now, they're not a game studio, they don't develop games themselves, but basically they assist with the incubation of ideas for new Star Wars games and also who's going to publish them, who's going to develop them, and have a relationship with companies like EA. So this means if we are ever to get Battlefront 3, the project needs to be approved by Lucasfilm. That said, EA are still included in this conversation. They have a strong relationship with Lucasfilm, especially considering they are still developing new Star Wars games yet to be released, including the third Jedi game developed by Respawn, and also the strategy game Zero Company, which is being developed by BitReactor in collaboration with Respawn. Now, DICE, the studio who made Battlefront 1 and 2, as far as we know, are heavily focused on the Battlefield franchise. They're solely dedicated to working on that, which is EA's own IP, and it's unlikely at this point in time that they're going to continue work on any kind of Battlefront game in the near future. Never say never, though.
Rebellions are built on hope.
But at this point in time, any game publisher or developer that has some kind of relationship with Lucasfilm could potentially pitch and position themselves for the idea of making Battlefront 3. I made a video last week talking about every possible studio and developer that could make Battlefront 3. You can go watch that after this if you like. But I think there's a lot of good options in there. DICE is still included in that list. Respawn are as well, I believe. Then there are also other options outside of EA, such as Arrowhead, who developed Helldivers 2 and continue to support that game. Now, as I've also said in previous videos, something I think we all need to be aware of is that if Battlefront 3 ever does get made, it's going to be years down the track. And even if we were to get an announcement of Battlefront 3, that won't be for a number of years. Until then, all we can hope for is to get small acknowledgements like this one, like the EA Play tweet. An acknowledgement that they are listening, that they are paying attention to what's going on, and that our efforts as a community are working. The only reason this was tweeted out by EA Play is because of what we've done over the past few weeks, because you all shared hashtag Battlefront 3, hashtag make Battlefront 3 everywhere across the internet. And that is something that we need to continue to do if we are to keep this campaign alive. The only way they will keep listening and we can keep convincing them that we still want Battlefront 3, that this wasn't just a trend, a phase, that this is something that is going to stick around, is if we continue to talk about Battlefront 3, is if we continue to share Battlefront 3 everywhere. So whatever platform you're on, whatever social media you're using, in the comments of whatever video you're watching, whatever post you're looking at, please continue to write Battlefront 3. Spread the word. Continue this campaign, and then maybe one day our dreams will come true. And this photo of me holding Battlefront 3 that I posted on Instagram won't have to be photoshopped.
Just do it!
Now, to add even more fuel to the fire that they should make Battlefront 3, another trend we saw this month that I think no one really expected had to do with the Fortnite Star Wars update and the Fortnite player base. Over the past month during the Star Wars event, Fortnite recorded its lowest player base in the last 2 years. Less people were playing Fortnite this month than any other time in the past 2 years. And part of the reason for this was because players were returning to Battlefront 2. As you might have seen, some people even went as far to refer to Fortnite as Battlefront 3, to refer to the Star Wars event as, hey, we've got this instead of Battlefront 3. But I think this is another statistic that's going to be recorded by the game developers, by publishers, and hopefully seen by Lucasfilm. I'm sure at some stage they'll be having that conversation with Epic Games, and even if they did sell heaps of skins and cosmetic items in the Fortnite item shop this month, the decline in the player count is apparent. It's shown here in the data. And the fact this coincides with the rise in the Battlefront 2 player count, and also the fact now EA are publicly talking about Battlefront 2 being popular again, I think is yet another step in the right direction towards getting Battlefront 3 made. I'm so proud of what this community has done over the past few weeks. I'm so honored to be part of this community. And this is the most united I think I've ever seen the Star Wars fan base. No one can deny it. Everyone wants Battlefront 3. This revolution is so real. So guys, let's just keep that ball rolling. Let's keep talking about it. Let's keep spreading the word. The excitement and hype around Battlefront is more real than ever. It's more alive than ever. And even if the Battlefront 2 player counts have dipped in the past week, the message is still clear. We all want Battlefront 3, and this thing isn't gonna go away. Also, this is super random, but the Universal Pictures TikTok account made a Waiting for Battlefront 3 post about how to train your dragon, which is exactly what I've been posting in my Instagram stories. I don't know if this is just a coincidence and if they're thinking the same thing, or if someone from Universal has been looking at my Instagram stories, but this is exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about, guys. This is broken outside of the niche of Battlefront, of Star Wars even. Other companies in other niches, in other interests, in film and cinema are noticing this, and all the comments on this TikTok are about Battlefront 3. So impressive that this movement and this campaign we've created has had this impact, guys. So let's keep it going. I'm also likely going to continue to stream every now and then. Tomorrow, I'm thinking of doing a stream of Battlefront 2015. So keep an eye out for that if you want to tune in. Please subscribe, help me get to 1 million subs before Battlefront 3. And also come follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Discord. And thanks for watching this, guys. Always remember,
stay bombastic.